Winter is approaching, and I'm headed toward the Swiss Alps. The fresh fallen snow is a surprising yet welcome change, as I've been shooting the fall colors of beautiful Switzerland for about a week now. I can't get enough of the rugged mountains, the emerald blue lakes, and the quaint villages with their ancient churches and castles. Switzerland is a traveling photographer's dream, and the Fujifilm 50S has been the perfect camera to capture the splendor of it all. I'm making my way to Zermatt, the ultimate skier's paradise, although I'm not here to ski. I'm here between seasons, so I'm well ahead of the winter crowds, and I look forward to having the mountain slopes all to myself, because it is here where I have come to photograph one of the most beautiful mountains in the world. Before heading to Europe, I stopped in at Picture Line in Salt Lake City, Utah, where my friend Taylor lined me up with a Fuji 50S II. I love this camera because it's lightweight and fairly compact for a camera with such a large sensor, and the GF 35-70mm is a light and wonderfully versatile travel lens. As always, Picture Line set me up with everything I would need to have a successful shoot. Switzerland is a tiny country, about 1/5 the size of my home state of Utah, and having a love for landscape photography, it's a destination that has been on my bucket list for years. The historic and picturesque village of Zermatt is only accessible by train, and having to get around by foot only adds to its charm. The streets are lined with wonderful restaurants, bakeries, and shops where you can indulge in world-famous Swiss chocolates, or try on a handcrafted genuine Swiss watch built in Bern or Geneva, only a few short hours away from here. For me, however, I really only have one thing on my mind. The weather has cleared, and I can't wait until morning. After securing some sandwiches and other treats for the day, I make my way toward the south end of town, where I've scouted out my first composition of the day. The air is crisp and perfectly still without a cloud in the sky. I mount the GF 250mm f4 and secure it to a nodal slider. Today I've planned to make 2 images, and the first is one of the Matterhorn at first light. I use the slider to reduce any parallax issues I might encounter as I shoot 2 rows of 3 images. Later, I will stitch the 6 images together to create a highly detailed photograph of this astoundingly beautiful structure. The iconic Matterhorn rises to nearly 14,700 feet. It's shaped like a giant black pyramid, and the freshly fallen snow adds contrast to the exposed rock, which is exactly what I was hoping for. The 6 individual images will stitch together beautifully in Photoshop to create a very classic view of the Matterhorn, and I'm so pleased with how my day is going so far. Riding a network of gondolas, I make my way up to an elevation of about 10,000 feet, where I had determined my next location on the east side of the mountain. From this area, the Matterhorn appears as an almost symmetrical triangle, and I envisioned a square, black and white, contrasty, and hyper-detailed image of the east face of the mountain, with a clear yet dark brooding sky. I shoot 7 rows, totaling 34 images in all. The nodal slider helps to precisely overlap each image as I carefully record all the wonderful details of the Matterhorn's rocky and ice-encrusted walls. The Fujifilm 50S II does an incredible job of capturing all the varied tonal values while preserving details in both the highlights and the shadows, and the final image simply takes my breath away.